I am Chiara Bersano.
Hi, I'm Sherry Meyer.
And hi, I'm Luke Marson.
Welcome on our channel and to our circle. Join us here as we cover topics of human resources and payroll in general about HR technology. And we'll involve and have as guests some of the most knowledgeable resources in the SAP human capital management business, addressing all the different topics that we hear about every day. Sherry, do you want to say a few words?
Yeah, I do. Thank you. I love this idea of coming together. First of all, it's great to be with you guys again after not seeing you for so long, thanks to COVID. But what I love about this union of three souls is that we come from such diverse backgrounds. And we're going to bring unique perspectives to this just because of where we've worked, but also because of where we live and the countries that we've dealt with. What do you think, Luke?
I'm really excited about this. I think it's a great opportunity for us to share a little bit of knowledge, a bit of a global perspective on HR, bring some ideas from all over the globe, and of course, bringing guests from all over the globe as well. So we can hopefully learn a few interesting things, a few different practices from different countries and different regions that our listeners and we can apply to our HR practices all over the place. So yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting, and I'm very excited about it.
And certainly you do have the experience of all that, Luke. I always found that that HR technology has a tendency to have a very strong viewpoint based from the US. And it's not that that's a wrong one, it's certainly the correct one. And there is such a cultural and continuous evolving of the strategies of HR that's coming to us from the US. But I also believe that the rest of the world has an input and a value that we need to keep in mind. Mm-hmm. Plus, so many of our customers are in fact global companies. So how to make of that if we don't have a global point of view? It's like missing out so much, so many of our customers.
Well, there's just a lot of stuff going on all over the place and in different countries. Apart from the compliance aspect, rules and regulations, there are just different cultures and practices that are super important. And, I think you brought up a good point. There is a lot of the leading content around human resources technology, and all that kind of stuff comes out of the US. And I really think there's a room for something that is more global in nature, something that can give something to those who are in Europe, in Africa, in Asia, the Middle East, even South America, places where at the moment there isn't a whole lot of focus from the content producers in our industry.
I think you're absolutely right, Luke. And speaking from the US, which runs the world with the SAP HCM, kidding. I will say that I worked for a global company, and what I found most enjoyable about implementing SAP across 27 different countries was learning about all those different countries and the cultures. So there's much to be gained from sharing knowledge and experiences from different countries, as well as just broadening our perspective about, the world is not US centric. And there are different things that are being handled and addressed in different ways in different countries. And I think countries can learn from each other. So I'm happy to bring the customer perspective to this, even though I am from the US. I promise you I will be global and very interested in everything that our guests from around the world have to bring to us.
And I'd also like as well to see the sort of topics that we cover, because again, a lot of the content that we see related to human resources and human resources technology are focused around all the kind of the latest buzz topics, future of work, employee experience, diversity and inclusion, and all those sort of things. And look, they're really super important, but there are still a lot of customers out there that are still trying to figure out some of the more fundamentals of HR, or they're kind of in between. And they're still trying to trying to understand the best practices of just how to do maybe everyday HR tasks and run their processes better. they're not far enough aligned to be putting in, these big employee experience programs and building out all these complex future of work strategies. Some people are just trying to figure out, how am I going to handle working from home in the future? How am I going to, what's the best strategy for reporting right now? What do I really need to be doing in order to optimize my HR? So I'm also hoping that we can bring some perspectives to the table that aren't just touching on the kind of HR trends and the super cool new stuff, but also touching on the stuff that helps HR professionals in their everyday work.
Yeah, and I'm kind of interested in where payroll is going in the future. And also with HR, with respect to HR, not so much the trends, but how are you dealing with day to day? And how is the technology that you're using helping or hindering? From a customer perspective, how do I get to that next stage that SAP is talking about? What is HXM Move? What's it going to mean for me? Is it really all that important? How do I do it? Those are the kind of discussions I think we're going to have with some of our experts.
Well, it sounds like we have quite a few deep dives to go into. And I hope that the discussion among the three of us can bring, let's say, nugget of gold inspiration from some of our growing listening public. Also, because we're going to be discussing with some people who have interesting and definitely very diverse point of view. We three already have a very diverse background, because I've fulfilled multiple different situations, both with customers and in SAP and out of SAP. But you, Sherry, is yet another very well-rounded career with different implementation and different experience. And Luke has seen, I believe, maybe more than anybody, successful employee central implementation, which
Luke is boy genius.
Yeah, absolutely. He looks 15, but I don't dare to think how old he must be given all the successful implementation he has already done.
I'm like Peter Pan.
Absolutely. The boy who never grew up. And I do have to wonder who is your little Tinkerbell. But we'll also talk with some other interesting and fascinating people. I think we have in the roster people like Imran Zahid, who's the product director in SAP, Brandon Toombs, Josh Greenbaum, who's a fantastic analyst in the field on HR tech and beyond HR tech as well. And we'll have, I would like to think privileged conversation with very interesting people. So you'll be welcome in our living room as we discuss it. We have coffee, we have wine, we have laughs, and we discover new topics every time. Are we forgetting anything?
Just come back and dial in and join us wherever you are, wherever you listen to your podcasts. Stay tuned.